sound change, it'll still hurt your back.
Back, neck.
Right.
It's like the only wild ride there.
And I got to ride it on Star Wars night, and I went dressed up as a pilot, the rebel pilot. So I had my helmet on, and it was like the best time I had on that ride ever. It's like, oh wow, this is nice, my helmet on.
Wow. Found the shortcut. Yeah.
All right, so welcome to the historic chamber. We call this. Oops, sorry, flashlight was on. Ooh, bad. Sorry. Welcome to the historic chamber. We call this the historic chamber because historically, this is as far as Samus ever came on his tours. We know this because this is where his wooden platform that he built to come down here is where it ended. Of course, we ripped it out, put steel and Trex in. We're not using the same platform. And also, this is where the breakage stops. Remember I told you for an extra pinch of gold, you let him break a formation, take it home. All these things are blunted down here, and that is because for the extra pinch of gold, he let him snap it off. Now, this doesn't continue past this point. If you see any breakage past this stairwell down, that is accidental or Mother Nature. And Mother Nature very rarely breaks. And so if it does break, it's a weight issue. And I'll show you what I mean when I get to the last chamber. So another thing that kept Samus from going further was technology. I mean, he had no electricity down here. Everything was candle power. And one day he's looking over the edge with his candle, trying to see the bottom. And he drops his candle, and he never hears it hit the bottom. Now, the reasoning behind that is because candles are wax. They don't make a lot of sound when you drop them. But if you drop like a cell phone camera, a small child, or something like that down the bottom down there, you can hear it slide all the way down to about 200 feet. Kids are screamers. All right, so.
You ever have any try to drop a penny or something?
If you drop, I won't get on your case if you drop a penny, honestly. We end up people dropping stuff in here. The thing is, we can't go down and get it. There's only like 2 times a year where we'll go down and be able to pick up stuff. And usually if you leave like electronics and stuff like that, we leave it down there as a good warning for the next people. Because we actually have cell phones down there and digital cameras, and they've been down there since I've been here. All right, so once again, please hold on to your belongings. So down here, the formations that Samus is trying to sell everybody because, you know, he didn't find gold. The first one's going to be the stalactite. Now, this is not exactly a stalactite because really the only one that's left in here or right up in here. But what a stalactite looks like is a pointy thing coming down from the ceiling. They're going to be cone shaped. And you'll see these when we get down, especially when we get to the last chamber, even the next chamber, you'll see them. They're cone shaped coming down from the ceiling. Stalactites hold tight to the ceiling. Their counterpart, when they drip, leaves a mound. And these mounds are called stalagmites. Stalagmite might reach the ceiling one day. Flowstone right here, this mashed potatoes and gravy stuff. Now this is created when there's a large amount of water flowing through the cave and it deposits all those minerals over a large surface. Now the mashed potatoes and gravy look is not natural. That is what happens when they blew open the entrance. They blew a bunch of dirt down here too, not thinking. And it coated everything with a brown film. This should look like ice cream. So when we get down to the lower chambers, you'll actually see what this stuff naturally looks like. This large structure right here, this is what happens when a stalactite and a stalagmite meet in the middle. Does anybody know what we call them? Not you, sir.
I've heard 3 different names anyway.
Okay. Everybody knows what we call them? Okay, we call them a column.
Yeah.
All right, now this column right here is a very unique column. It actually has the ability to resonate. If you strike it just properly with a hammer, you can actually get it to chime. Now, because of the $10,000 fines, I cannot continue that anymore. My tips do not cover that fine. And I do not look good in orange at all. The freckles in orange just, I look like a pumpkin. All right, so, but what I would recommend that you do is actually get on YouTube and look up a thing about Ripley's Believe It or Not, where they go into a cave and a guy went through and tested all the formations to see what tones they make. And then he hooked little electronic hammers to it and tied those hammers to a keyboard and was able to play music with the cave with the keyboard. It's a very, very interesting article. All right, so next structure is this bumpy stuff coming off the rocks right here. This bumpy stuff is called cave popcorn. Now we're getting into the food groups, all right? Because cave explorers were always hungry. So cave popcorn, this is chocolate covered popcorn because of the dirt. This is popcorn, no butter. And then the next structure is one of my favorite, all right? This stuff, Naturally, it's called draperies because if you guys look at it, it looks like curtains coming down. Some people say it looks like natural beehives. But if it's pure white, they'll call them angel wings. But the scientific name is the kicker. It's called cave bacon. And cave bacon refers to the colorations inside of it. Nice. When you see large panels of it down below, where it's not coated in funk, you can actually see the mineral layers, the different minerals that it was picking up and depositing as it was going through. But here with special UV light, you can see the bacon. Oh. The red is iron, beige is magnesium, white is pure calcite. This right here probably would have been an angel wing, but it does have a lot of dirt on it, and it was someone's prize. All right, cave bacon. The next one is a soda straw. Now, soda straws, I really only have 3 of them in this whole chamber up here, and they're all tucked way back here in this corner. But if you guys want to filter in and out, you can see them, or you can wait till we get down to the last chamber, and they're everywhere. And just ask me, Chris, show me the soda straws, and I will. But I want you to know what you're looking at. Soda straws, like a stalactite, they form from the ceiling. Stalactites are cone-shaped. Soda straws are like soda straws. They're tubes coming down from the ceiling. They do not cone out. The way they differ is the water drips from the inside, all right? And this one right here was a soda straw. So the water drips through the inside, and it creates a ring every time it drips. But this one right here clogged, and what happened is when it clogged, the water then has to overflow the outside, and then it will start becoming cone-shaped. All right. Well, most stalactites are cone-shaped from the point of where they start growing. Soda straws, as you can see, there was one there because it's long and skinny. All right, and then it clogged. Now it's starting to get a point on the end and cone at the top. This right here would be a stalactite. I'll give you an idea how they differ. Back in there is the soda straws. All right, last structure is these curly ones coming out of the walls right here. These curly ones are called halictites, and halictites are very rare. They're only found in 3 caves in abundance in the United States. We are the number 2 cave. Tapanogas Caves in Utah is the largest collection, and then Sonora Caves in Texas is the smallest. Not everything's bigger in Texas. But these things grow very uniquely. They come out of the wall sideways, and they very seldom grow down. You'll see it down below that they do take downward turns, but when they take a downward turn, they will actually turn around and grow right back up towards the ceiling. All right, they form figure eights, pigtails, curlicues, fish hooks, all kinds of stuff. Ours are more nautical in nature. The other caves look like birds or butterfly wings. All right, any questions?
If they keep growing straight out eventually, won't they fall down under their own weight?
They could. Yeah. This one right here, I've got them out down below that they grew out about 12 inches and then took an abrupt turn up and then turned down. And it's like, I think it's got like 1 or 2 loops in it. And just really like perfectly straight out of the wall. I got one that stair steps out of the wall, and then at the top of it, it exploded into it's like branching off. It's a very weird formation. You know, I'll show it to you when we get down there. All right, any questions? All right, we will continue on with the tour.